All right, so thanks guys for being on tonight. Tonight's training topic is on parties. It's something that scares a lot of people, especially if you've never done one before. It can be like super intimidating. But I wanted to kind of just give you an idea of different types of parties, because when we think of party in any direct sales company, or if like a customer thinks of a party, they think it's going to be this thing where they have to invite people into their home and clean up and just a lot of added stress. And so the word party kind of turns people off sometimes. But that's why I wanted to do this training tonight, is to talk about the different types of parties, maybe give you some good ideas. I will not be going into super detail about the different types of parties, simply because there's already so many good training videos out there. And if I were to go in depth about every single type of party, we would be on here for hours. So I do lots of training, like watching other consultants. So what I'm going to do, I found videos that I've absolutely loved. So when I upload this to YouTube, what I'm going to do is tag in the description the videos that I have watched in the past that I found to be super helpful. So you can watch those too. So that way I'm just not having to repeat something that somebody has already said. I've tried the things that they have done and they have been successful. So I might as well just let you watch their training on that. So tonight is going to be just an overview of different types of parties, why we party, the importance, that kind of thing. So make sure you check out the description. I'll let you guys know when it is uploaded to YouTube. So parties are the heart of any direct sales business, really, but especially Scentsy. That's kind of where we were founded on. That's kind of how we got our start, because back when Scentsy started, we didn't have things like Zoom, and social media wasn't as popular as it is now. So really, like, in-home parties was the way to go, and build customer base and get your name out there and everything. So parties are the heart of our business, for one huge reason, is because when you do a party, you're expanding your customer base. So everybody on my team right now, on this team, well, with the exception of maybe one or two, you guys were my customers before you became my teammates, right? So eventually, if you start sponsoring, you're going to sponsor people that are your very good customers, and that's a great thing. Or your customers are going to eventually have so much Scentsy that they don't need to purchase from you right now. Okay. They're stocked up. So if you don't party and you're not doing anything to expand that customer base, eventually your sales are going to dwindle and your business is going to suffer because of it. So partying is a phenomenal way to get your name out there. It's a great way to build that customer base. And who knows, during those parties, you could potentially find your next party host or your next potential teammate. So you just never know what can come out of partying. Obviously, we know we're going to get sales, but like I said, you could potentially book another party or find someone who is really interested in the Scentsy opportunity and possibly add them to your team. So partying is super, super important. But the thing I want you to remember is that it does not have to be anything extravagant. It does not have to be over the top. It doesn't have to require a super ton of work. It doesn't have to be stressful. And let your host know that. So let them know, assure them, whatever you think a home party or a Facebook party is going to be, I promise you it's not going to be like that. We do it different in Scentsy. So give them that reassurance and let them know that the word party shouldn't scare them, because the way we're going to do things is different than what their idea of a direct sales party may be. So keep it simple. And depending on what type of party you are doing, obviously it's going to be a little bit different. Your resources are going to be different. What you need is going to be different. So I'm going to dive into that in just a minute. So word of advice, and I still catch myself doing this, like unconsciously doing this. Avoid using the word party if at all possible. I still catch myself doing that. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that. But if you say, hey, I'm looking someone who would want to host a Scentsy party with me, automatically to a lot of people that sends up red flags. Okay. She said the word party. I'm not interested in that. I'm going to have to clean my house. I'm going to have to talk to people. I'm going to have to spend a whole lot of time. It's going to be stressful. I'm going to have to spend money making snacks, whatever the case may be. When they see that word party, it automatically kind of throws up like a warning sign. You know, they're not interested. It kind of turns them off right off the bat before they even have a chance to talk to you about what kind of party or what the party would be like. So use words like scent event, or you could call it like a sip and sniff. Like if you invite your friends over and smell the testers and look at a few products while you sip on wine, if that's your thing, you know, whatever. So try to avoid using the word party if at all possible. And like I said, it's hard to kind of find a wording where people will understand kind of what you're talking about, but the word party doesn't kind of automatically shut them down when they see that. And also, you have to reach out to people and ask them if they want to party. Just from my experience, and again, I do this too. I know a lot of consultants do this, not just within Scentsy, but with any direct sales company. They'll put something up about, do you want to host a party? This is what you can get, those kinds of things. And a lot of times, I'm guilty of it myself. If I see somebody post that, I kind of just scroll right on by. You know, it doesn't appeal to me, even though sometimes I'm guilty of writing something super similar. So a lot of people, if you put something like that, or I'm looking for 2 hosts this month, or whatever, a lot of times you don't get the best response. So you have to be creative with the way that you kind of, I don't want to say like drag people in, but like the way you capture their attention. So one good example that you could use are like the this and that picture. So it has like a picture of 2 different warmers, and you can ask, you can put it in your stories, you can put it on your social media. If you could get one of these warmers for free or half off, which would you choose? They're going to submit their answer. Then you can private message them and say, hey, if you wanted to host a scent event with me, or if you wanted a personal shopping link with me, you could get that warmer for free or half off. All right. You didn't say the word party. You weren't out there like begging people to have parties with you. You simply just put up a question, people answered, and then you reach out and present it in a different way. Also, you could say something like, one thing that I do, and it has to be communicated one-on-one because it is a personal special. Like, do you want to snag a wall fan diffuser or a mini warmer for free? Ask me how. And I offer that as a reward if their party reaches a qualifying party, which is $200. And so then that kind of gets my foot in the door to talk about partying and things like that, without posting that post that says, I need 2 hostesses this month. Don't you want to be one? Again, I'm guilty of that. I still catch myself doing that. But I have found, and yes, it may work sometimes, but I do have more success when I use one of those other options and kind of capture their attention, and then wiggle in the little seed about hosting a party so they could get it for free or half off. So you have to reach out. A lot of times someone is not going to just randomly message you and say, hey, I want to host a party. That's not going to happen very often. Occasionally it may, but not very often. They're not going to offer themselves. So we have to do that reaching out. And don't be afraid to ask, because guess what? If somebody tells you no, it's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. I can't tell you how many times somebody tells me no. And you know what? I'll say, okay, thanks. Just wanted to check. And if you ever change your mind, please just let me know. Move on to the next person. Okay. It's not a big deal. A lot of people won't tell you no just because they're like me and they're a yes person. Okay. So if somebody asks me to do it, I'm going to do it. So a lot of people, you may find people may do it just because they don't want to hurt your feelings or they don't want to tell you no or whatever. So ask personally. I get way more response that way versus just putting a post up. And then, like I said, offer some sort of incentive. So like these are flyers, little flyers that I created that I throw in my packages when I'm packaging orders. Let me see if I turn this off. Okay, it says, you can kind of see it. It says party with me. We can party any way you want. And I've got listed out different types of parties. Party with me and receive a mini warmer or a mini fan diffuser in addition to your host rewards with a qualifying party. Okay, so that little incentive. And what I do is maybe I have one of those things on hand, or you can always use the perpetual party reward to get it half off. So I can afford to pay $10 and use that half price credit to get a mini warmer to offer them as an incentive. Yes, I spent $10 out of pocket, but if they host a party for me, look how much commission I could potentially make. Or I could be getting a new teamie, or I could potentially book more parties from their party. So you have to kind of weigh that. If you're not able to provide an incentive, that is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But you can use your perpetual party reward. And if you don't know what that is, please let me know. To offer some sort of incentive, or you can even say, you'll be getting like a little goodie bag for me, and it could just be samples, guys. It doesn't have to be nothing elaborate. It doesn't even have to be Scentsy products. You can give them whatever you want. Okay. Go to the Dollar Tree and pick out some cute little Valentine goodies and put it in a little bag. It does not have to be anything expensive or elaborate if you want to offer some sort of incentive. And you don't even have to tell them what it is until afterwards. So keep it simple, reach out, avoid using the word party if possible. Also, if someone comes to you and tells you that they want to purchase something, especially if it's a bigger order. So I usually say like $30 or $40 range and up. You could do this with any order, but if somebody comes up and says, I want this warmer and let me get 3 bars of wax while I'm at it, or they want to purchase a buddy or whatever, instead of me taking their order, I'm going to say, hey, would you like me to set you up a personal shopping link? We can place your order through that. And if you share the link with your friends and family, you can get some Scentsy for free and half off. Okay. Offer it. Okay. Don't just take their order. Yes, that's making you commission, but offer some sort of party. Okay. Or you could say, hey, I'll be glad to order that. When I drop off your order, what do you think about me dropping off a bag party for you? And you can share it with your friends, your coworkers, and then you can grab that laundry love bundle that you've been wanting for free or half off. Okay. So turn it around where it looks positive for them. So if you make it about the customer and about what a party can do for them, they're more likely to do it. Okay. So when you tell them you can get free items, you can get half price items. If there's a warmer that you've really been wanting, but you can't afford it, let's do a party and let me help you get it for you. Get it free or half off. Okay. turn it around to fit their needs and their lifestyle. So if somebody comes to you with a big order, always offer some sort of party or personal shopping link, which we're going to talk about more in a few minutes. All right, so very quickly, I'm going to talk about a few different types of parties. And like I said, I'm going to tag some really, really good training videos from some of our SSDs for you to go and watch. I mean, I've learned so much just by watching them. So I think they'll really help you guys as well. So the first one, this is my absolute favorite type of party, and that is an in-home party. However, that is the type of party that probably scares most people the most. But home parties are just, until you've done a home party, you don't understand what I'm saying, probably. But home parties are just where it's at. Okay. You're all together. You're all having fun. You're interacting with each other. Everybody gets to smell the testers and look at the warmers, and you get to tell them all about the products and things that you love, and they get to touch it and feel it. And by doing so, the amount of orders that you're going to get will far exceed any other type of party, in my experience. Every home party that I've ever done has been a huge success. Because it's really hard to buy wax without smelling it first. Whereas in a home party, they get to smell it, they get to try it out and figure out which ones they like, which ones they don't like, and they're more likely to buy more because they know they like that scent, so they'll buy it, versus a Facebook party where they can't smell it and they're kind of just going off the description. They're not going to spend a whole lot of money on wax, and they don't even know if they're going to like it or not. See what I mean? So an in-home party is where it's at. I encourage you to do an in-home party if you can. The biggest amount of orders from there, it does require a lot of work. Well, not a lot of work. I shouldn't say a lot of work. But you typically have to pack up a few of your items and take it to a different location. But I promise you, you will get the biggest return. And just think outside of the box with this one. It doesn't have to be an in-home party strictly. You could do something like a sip and sniff. Have your girlfriends come over, have a few bottles of wine available, sit around, sniff the testers, look through the brand new catalog, enjoy a glass of wine, have a chill girls' night. Or you could do an office party. Get some of your friends together, your coworkers together after work. Talk to your boss and see if you can set up a little party after hours. And before everybody leaves to go home for the afternoon, you can have like a little office party mingle. Bridal showers are great. And then recently, a few months ago, I did a housewarming party. By far the biggest party I had ever done. Over $1,000 in sales just from that one party. It was a huge success, and we only had about 7 or 8 people order, if that tells you anything. Okay, it was small in the amount of people there, but they fell in love with the products, they fell in love with the scents. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it because I'll be here all night, but I'll let you know if you have any questions about housewarming or how I did the housewarming party. Please let me know, and I'll be glad to share that. So think outside of the box. It doesn't have to be just somebody inviting you into their home and you standing up there giving the whole spiel about everything. Jazz it up a little. Fragrance, flower, coloring parties. I've seen people do those before. Just something fun and unusual for a girls' day, or so kind of think outside of the box when it comes to like in-home parties. But that is by far my favorite type of party. The next type is a bag party. So a few of you guys joined my team using a bag party, and we did the earn a kit option. So the cool thing with a bag party is the host does most of the work. So they're toting around a bag full of testers and a few little products to try and some catalogs and some order forms. And they're the ones that's going around talking to their friends, showing them the goodies, letting them smell them, collect the orders and bring them back to you. So with a bag party, the host is the one that does most of the work. So it takes a load off of you. But it's a great way to get the products out there because they get to kind of smell them and experience some of the different Scentsy products without coming to like an in-home party. So they do get to try some of those out. So I love bag parties too. They're super fun. I've got a whole YouTube video that I've done on bag parties if you want to check that out. The one that you guys are probably most familiar with, most consultants, are Facebook parties. There's so many different ways to do a Facebook party. You can set it up for several days to run through several days, or you could do a 30-minute live video where you show off different products. This is why I have this cabinet. My parents bought it for me for Christmas and I haven't got it set up yet. So that's why it's not so appealing right now. But this is going to be my shelf for when I do my 30-minute live Facebook parties. But the only thing about a Facebook party is your host has to be interactive. If your host is not active, the party is going to flop. Trust me, my very first party was a flop. A lot of Facebook parties are a flop. So if you've done a Facebook party and it didn't go over so well, it's okay. Don't get discouraged. It happens to all of us. And if the host is not active, the party is not going to succeed no matter what you do. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That's where host coaching comes in for any type of party, but especially Facebook parties. There's some really good training videos out there on host coaching. We also have some really nice information available in our workstation. There is a text party, which is done all through instant messaging or through text messaging, or you could do like a messenger chat on Facebook or whatever. It's short and sweet. So your friend or your host would text out a message to all of her friends and say, hey, I'm hosting a Scent event with Allie. She's going to be sending you some pictures of some of my favorite items. Here's the link to the catalog, online catalog, if you want to take a look. And if you want to let I can't talk tonight, still have COVID brain. If you want to purchase anything, let me know and I'll greatly appreciate it, or something like that. Super sweet, short and sweet. It only lasts a few minutes and it's all done through text messaging. The next party, or it's not really a party, but it's kind of in the same category, is a fundraiser. I am in the process of doing a fundraiser right now, my very first fundraiser. So as soon as it is wrapped up, I will give you all the details. I'll probably do another training on that. I'm super excited about that. But with a fundraiser, you actually donate your commission back to the organization or the individual. You get to choose how much you donate back, totally up to you. But you do actually have to return some of your commission if you decide to do a fundraiser. But fundraisers are a great way to get your name out to the community. It shows generosity, which is one of Scentsy's core values. We always say give more than you take. That's a prime example of doing that. It's a great way to add contacts with people that you may not have crossed paths with otherwise. And so when someone knows it's for a fundraiser, they're more likely to purchase because, we've all been approached by little kids or a kid at your church or somebody. Will you buy from my fundraiser? And how can you say no? You may not want anything in their catalog, but you're going to buy it whether you want it or not, just because you want to help them out. So great way to get sales, but you're donating commission back. So you're helping that organization or that individual. Vendor events, again, not technically a party, but kind of along these same lines. I love, love, love vendor events. It's a ton of work. It's exhausting because you're on your feet all day. You're talking to hundreds of people, but I love, love, love vendor events. I do vendor events throughout the year. I've been bundled up like an Eskimo doing events outside in the freezing cold. I've been out in 100-degree weather with my wax bars melting all over the place. Yes, it was a disaster, but I love, love, love vendor events. That is a fabulous way to increase your customer base because some of these events, you can meet thousands of people. And if you collect their information and follow up with them and reach out to them, I mean, I have customers in different states that I've met doing events or online vendor events. I mean, it's crazy. It's a great way to get rid of on-hand product. If you have a bunch, so if you've ever seen anything in the background of my house or my office, I have a lot of stuff, but it's because I do a lot of events. So I keep this stuff on hand because I have events and I just need it whenever I can get into an event and I need it in a hurry, I've got it. Vendor events, phenomenal. I highly encourage you trying a vendor event. Last one I want to talk about is the personal shopping link. This is a favorite of mine too, simply because it doesn't have that party feel attached to it. Again, if somebody says, I want to order something, offer a personal shopping link and tell them, I'm going to leave this link open for 90 days, which is your limit. I'm going to leave this link open for 90 days. Anytime you want to place an order, make sure you use this link. Feel free to share this link with your friends and your family. They can place an order right on this link. And after 90 days, when we close your link out, you're going to get some free and half off Scentsy. Simple as that. The word party is not mentioned at all. It doesn't have that partying vibe to it. You kind of leave the ball in their court. They can just put their orders on that shopping link, or if they want more rewards, then they can share it. That's totally up to them. But always, always, always offer a personal shopping link. If I were to show you my workstation right now, I've got personal shopping links galore open, okay? Because especially if you know it's one of your customers, repeat customers that orders monthly, maybe even every other week from you, do them a favor, open them up a personal shopping link and let them get their rewards. If they're spending that much money with you, they deserve those rewards, okay? All right, last thing, I've said a mouthful. I told you I wasn't going to keep you on here too long. The last thing I want to say is always, always, always offer the earn a kit option. No matter what kind of party you do, or even if it's the personal shopping link, always offer the earn a kit option. So if you're not familiar with what that is, before you close out a party, a host can use part of their host credit to get their kit to join Scentsy. So if they wanted to join your team, they could use part of their rewards to get their kit discounted or even for free. And when you tell somebody that they can join Scentsy for little to no out-of-pocket cost or even free, they're more likely to join your team. I know I would if I did. I joined on an earn a kit. A lot of you guys joined on the earn a kit. Okay, I just got a pop up from Zoom. Sorry. So always, always, always offer the earn a kit. So before you close out any host party, mention that. Just say, hey, just wanted to throw this out there. You've got some rewards you can spend. If you love Scentsy as much as I do and want to get paid back on your purchases, or maybe you're looking to make a little extra income, you can use part of your rewards to join Scentsy at a discounted price. Or you have enough rewards, you could join Scentsy for free and have zero invested, okay? Always throw that out there. I promise you, if you sponsor you will be amazed at how your business will flourish and grow in so many ways when you start sponsoring. So always offer that, even if you're terrified and scared to death to sponsor. Let's talk. I can give you the ins and outs of everything, but it's a blessing to have a team, and it's a blessing to be able to share your Scentsy journey with other people. If you want to excel and grow in your business, the only way you can do it, literally the only way you can promote, is if you have a teammate. And again, I'm going to say this, I say this every single time. Our team, our personal team, Blessed Beyond Sense, as well as our group and team in a whole, we don't sponsor people just so that our paycheck's bigger, or we don't sponsor people so that we can win an incentive. That's not what we're in the business of doing. But if you have received a paycheck from Scentsy and it has helped you in any way, you know what a blessing Scentsy can be. And so that is what we do. We share the opportunity with people that we know could benefit from Scentsy in some shape, way, or form, because we've seen what a blessing it's done for us. Even if it just put a tank of gas in your car, that's a blessing, right? It was money that you didn't have to pull out of your own pocket or out of your paycheck. So that is why we sponsor. So you never know, if you offer that earn a kit, you may be terrified to death to sponsor, but you never know, by offering that kit to somebody, you never know what a blessing it could be. You never, ever know. Whether it be they need it for financial reasons, or maybe they're going through depression or just kind of a bad rough patch, and they just need an outlet, or they need friendship, or they need communication with other adults, right? If they're home with the kids all day and they just need some sort of outlet or something to call their own. You never, ever, ever know what it could do for them. And don't just assume, oh, she has a really good job, she doesn't need any extra income. I've been guilty of doing that myself. Don't count anybody out just because we don't think they need it, or we don't think that they could benefit from Scentsy, or we don't think that they would enjoy it. Don't do that. Don't count them out. Give them the option to speak for themselves. And I could go on and on about this all night, but just ask. And again, it's the same thing that I told you with the parties. If they say no, guess what? Who cares? But what if they say yes? Okay. So just always offer the kit before you close out any kind of party. Okay. As long as their party is over $200. All righty, guys. Does anybody have any questions before I end the recording? You can unmute yourself, or you can type them in the chat box. I just gave a super, super quick review of parties, why they're important, why we should be partying. And partying is a great way, like I said, to expand your customer base, because eventually your customers are going to dwindle out. Your sales are going to dwindle because you've exhausted your customers. Like, somebody can only need so much Scentsy. All right. Any questions or anything? So I'm going to get this put up on YouTube. And like I said, I am going to tag some of the videos from other consultants that I personally have found really, really helpful, and I have learned a lot from, and hopefully you can learn something from them as well. All right. I am going to stop the recording now. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Thank you guys so much for being on.